Founder Stories, Mornington Peninsula. The founder stories behind the brands we know and love. Today on Founder Stories, Mornington Peninsula, we've spoken to some amazing founders, none of which, or not least, we have Alex from You by Alex with us now. So welcome, Alex.
Thank you.
There is what I've also discovered across the day and in talking to fellow founders like myself and yourself, is that there's a driving force behind a business that we don't often get to see or hear, certainly not firsthand in many cases with the founders. So this is the whole purpose of this podcast, is to make sure that we are connecting with the stories and we're giving exposure to the stories. And I'm a big fan of you, always have been and will continue to be.
Thank you.
But let's talk a little bit today about how you ended up in the wellness space, because that wasn't where you came from originally, was it?
No.
You were in retail in Melbourne or restaurants?
Yes,
in Melbourne?
hospitality.
Hospitality.
Yeah. So I started in hospitality at a very young age, at 17, because my grandfather was a restaurateur and my uncle was a restaurateur. And growing up, I wanted to be like my uncle. So that was my dream. And I think that was my safe place, being in hospitality, because I was surrounded by people. Because of my childhood, for me, when my parents divorced, for me, not so much for my sister, but for myself, being around people was, my happy place.
Yes.
And because when I was on my own, it was lonely and it was quiet and you had too much time to think. So when you're around people, you're busy and you're giving them this experience. So I learnt that at a really young age. And my family always entertained. So my mum and dad always entertained growing up, which was really nice. And I then was at my uncle's restaurant as a little girl, and my dream was to work for my uncle. And I did years later. I worked for him.
When did you start working with him?
I started working for him when I was about 23, 24.
Right, so you knew what you wanted to do.
Yes.
And you were heading into quite deliberately into that hospitality space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Studied at William Angliss. I did get out of hospitality for a little bit and I was doing quite a bit of modelling work. So I got into fashion through a job and didn't like it. And my uncle said, come work for me. And I said, okay.
And then
that's
the start of it.
That was the start of it, yeah.
Hospitality, I've heard, and I'm finding as I'm talking to more founders, particularly on the peninsula, is they are finding solace or inspiration or some sort of safety in hospitality. And they make it their life purpose then. And we talked to Leah from the Epicurean group earlier.
Yes.
And she felt exactly the same way, that it was a way for her to channel her feelings of grief because she had lost her close family members. And then she put it into something which gave her an ability to still mix with people.
Yes.
And I feel that's the same with you. You've started a business where, you had the grief of your parents separating, but then you moved into it, you channeled something good from it.
Yes. Yeah. And like I said, hospitality was busy, which now I am in the wellness industry. Is busy so good? No, probably not, because I wasn't dealing with the trauma probably of my parents' divorce.
Sure.
There's no blame, but because you've got to go through these experiences of life, but I held on to that a lot. So for me, being busy, I dealt with, which I'll discuss with you, down the track. I learnt that being busy and fight, flight and go was doing more damage probably to me than I knew. And now I know.
And now you know.
Now I look back, it wasn't great. And it came to a big thud. So, yeah.
And then you moved down. You've been on the peninsula now for
7 years.
7 years.
Yes.
And your lifestyle has changed. You've felt supported and enveloped into the Peninsula community.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yes.
within that, you started this wellness. I
Yeah.
suppose I call it a business, but it's more
Yes.
than that. It's a friendship group of
It is.
women.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more, if you would, around You by Alex.
So, going on from what I was saying about hospitality, I brought Hospitality Alex down to the Peninsula,
Yep.
and 7 years ago, and that wasn't embraced
Right.
because I was loud and I was trying to find my people, and everyone was my friend. And there were life lessons I had to learn, that not everyone was going to be my friend. And I came down from modelling, from travelling, to being a mum, to the Peninsula. And as you know, the Peninsula is a lot smaller.
Yes.
And I was loud and big. And like I said, everyone was my friend.
Yeah.
But I look back and no one should ever dim their light. But I had to reel it in a little bit. And I learnt the hard way through circumstances, which I won't shed light on.
Sure.
But I went through some pretty traumatic things down here, and I delved into my health. So that had to happen for me to get out of that fight flight. And so I delved into my health. I had a couple of psychologists on at the go because we went into lockdown. And I delved into my health and surrounded myself with exercise, meditation, eating correctly, staying hydrated, everything to look after myself, because I realized no one was going to help me.
Yep.
I had to help myself. And I realized then and there that it doesn't matter how many friends you have. I lost friends, I gained friends, but going into lockdown, I realized I had to look after me. Do you know what I mean? Like I had to.
Particularly as a mother, I think we forget
100%.
or put ourselves lower on the list than we should.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
And I called out to people like, I need help. And it was sort of like, but do you really? And I'm like, I really need some help here. I really hit rock bottom pretty hard. And my mum, bless her, stayed on the phone with me one day and said, you've got 2 kids.
Yep.
I'm here, but you've got to keep going. From that, I was following Melissa Wood Health from the US, who I adore, and I don't think she'll ever realize how grateful I am. I got onto her page. A lady was selling this body gua sha. Melissa had this discount code, and I ordered it and I started to use it. And I was like, I'll just add this to my routine. And then I started approaching different companies saying, I'll sell them for you. I'll sell them for you. And everyone was like, no, we're not selling to Australia. And I was like, okay. So I left it. And then years later, down the track, I had done so much work on myself and I was in a really good place, but I was still people pleasing a little bit. Got into a really good place and got a phone call from my sister. And the phone call was that she was going in to have, I'm going to cry, sorry.
We welcome tears.
She was going to have her ovary removed, and they removed that and they said, we'll see you in 5 years' time. But the 5 years happened months later where she still had a lot of pain.
Yep.
And Georgia always had a bit of pain. She had a burst appendix when she was younger. She always had bowel issues and totally stressed. The most amazing provider, the most beautiful human being, but stressed. She had a lot of stresses in her life. And she went in for a scan months later. And I can't remember the time frame, but I think they were going to do a hysterectomy then.
Right.
They were going to take out the other ovary and they found a mass.
Right.
And she had the mass tested and she called me. And she called me sister, and she said, sister, I've got ovarian cancer. I'm terminal and I'm going to die. So everything that sort of I'd ever been through, it was almost like the world came flashing by,
Yeah.
and I was just sitting there still, and I just couldn't believe what I'd heard. And she said, "I promise you, I'm going to fight this."
Yes.
So Georgia did fight, and she passed away 3 months later,
Mm.
after another operation. And I'm probably missing out a whole lot of bits and pieces. So a whole lot happened sort of in between. And then after she died, I went into panic mode, because I thought, well, if someone can die so quickly, well, then it's going to be me next. So again, I had the tools that I needed,
Yep.
and I had every test under the sun, and contacted those companies again with
Yep.
the body gua sha.
Yep.
And my husband said, "You do it. You design the gua sha." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So a body gua sha, as you know,
Yes.
is to move the fluid to the lymph nodes.
It's a tool
It's a tool.
that women use. Yep.
Yes. And I designed the gua sha. I asked all the questions. I did lots of research, and it just sort of went from there. Dad helped me design my dad's interior decorator, so he helped me design the box.
Beautiful.
We changed a few colors around, and someone said to me, because I had no idea what I was going to do, Sam. Like, I had no idea what was I going to do without Georgie here to listen to all my business ideas,
Yep.
because she was my person,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
she knew, we were always thinking of business ideas, and she was my person. And what was I going to do without her?
Yeah.
She was gone.
And rather suddenly too.
And really suddenly.
Yeah.
And the grief from losing someone is just unbearable.
It's
Unbearable.
something you carry every day.
Every single day of my life. And she was my baby sister, and I couldn't protect her. I couldn't save her. So the body gua sha was introduced. I sold within 6 months the body gua sha. And someone had said to me, when you do something and you love it, you truly love it,
Yes.
everything's going to fall into place the way it's meant to. And it did.
Yeah.
So literally it was just bang, bang, bang. And I had so many readings, and everyone kept saying, "Georgia is with you."
Yeah.
I mean, how could those people all be talking to each other? They couldn't, Like, I had 10 readings from different people.
Yeah.
"Georgia is with you. She's guiding you.
That's amazing.
Keep going." So You Full Stop was actually a clothing brand that Georgia and I had thought about years ago.
Oh.
After everything had happened. She said, "You need to create a clothing brand called You Full Stop. It's all about you and looking after you."
Yes.
So I used that and had the by Alex at the end. And I became obsessed with the lymphatic system, and it literally took off from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now you are solidly booked all the way through till
Yes.
next year and beyond.
So I started studying in the January. I started studying, while I was selling the gua sha.
Yeah.
Finished that within 4 months, and I was booked from my birthday, from my 50th, from January 3rd. And I'm 6 months ahead of myself, and I love it.
Yeah, you're not working. You're actually creating not only a beautiful homage to good health, but it's a credit to you, and it is. Congratulations on
Thank
that. And I
you.
love being a part of it and seeing you.
Thank you.
But for Georgia as well, I
Yes.
feel that she's around,
100%.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we crossed paths potentially in our lives without knowing it.
Yes.
Because I did work in ovarian cancer research, and
Yes.
I do have lots of insights into that space, and I do know that it often takes women very, very quickly by the time they've worked out what the symptoms are and have them properly checked out.
Yes.
So as a gesture to you and to Georgia, I'd like to dedicate this program to her today.
Oh, thank you.
So I will be putting her name at the beginning of the
Oh,
podcast
thank you.
for Georgia.
Thank you.
But not to go off too much onto the medical research side, because medical research is something that is so, so important.
Yes.
But not as equally as just general good health, looking after yourself.
And if you've got those signs,
Yeah.
this is where my business has taken me, that if you get any pain, if there is any pain within the body, have it checked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't let it go for years.
Yep.
It's really, really important. Ask the questions, but it all comes down,
Yep.
and I won't go into the whole like medical side, but it all comes down to the lymphatic system.
Absolutely, it
If your
does.
lymphatic system is working
Yep.
properly and there's no inflammation, and your nervous system is nice and relaxed, you can live a really happy, healthy life.
Long life.
It's really important.
And it is important. And I've come to you for the same reason. I want to live a long life. I've got a
Yeah.
young son.
Yeah.
But I also find that the physical health is very interlinked with the mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm feeling good physically, it naturally flows, and vice
100%.
versa, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not just a wellness business that you have, but it's actually a dedicated friend community,
Yes.
because everyone, we are a small community down
Yes.
here, being the
Yes.
peninsula,
Mm-hmm.
and we all look after each other in a way, and we
Yes.
all enjoy each other's successes and help along the way. And I also wanted you to be on my first podcast because there is so much that good that you're doing, not only down here on the peninsula, but a message that we can share through the podcast around better health
100%.
and moving your body, keeping your body, within understanding what your triggers are. So where are you feeling pain? Is it something you need to pursue? Certainly moving your body, moving the lymphatic system on a regular basis by seeing someone like yourself or other massage.
Or
Just
but getting yourself to a point where you know your body so well.
Yes.
It's getting everyone to that point where you just know.
Yeah.
That, I know my body so well. Anything that's out, my bowels or whatever, there's pain, I know straight away. And that's where I'm trying to get all my clients to that point where they just know, and then they're coming back to me just for top-ups.
Yeah.
So everyone knows how to look after it, to move your body, eating, relaxing your nervous system, relaxing your mind, not worrying about the small stuff.
Yeah.
And I think when you go through such grief, nothing matters.
Yeah, exactly right.
It changes your whole mindset. And there's so much out there. There's reels, there's this, that. Look after yourself, do this, do that. But at the end of the day, it really is. If you just keep your life as simple as you can, family, you've got your friends, work, you keep it simple, there's nothing else matters. That fear of missing out. I tell my kids don't have fear of missing out. I probably did. But now it's like the joy of missing out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you don't need to be around people that are going to upset you or trigger you in any way. I really ever go to anything that I feel like it's going to trigger me anymore.
Yeah,
I now know.
Healthy boundaries
100%.
is also something I think as parents, we often say yes before we even think about the tiredness levels. And then that flows into other areas of your life.
Yeah.
So I commend you on also helping bring myself back to me after having Marcus.
Yes.
So I'm probably 101, a great example of good health now.
Yeah.
And I'll continue to see you. Because I find, and this is my point of my podcast also, is the peninsula is well known for certainly dining. It's a food bowl. We have some amazing distilleries. We have amazing wineries.
Yes.
But we also are an up-and-coming health and wellness destination.
100%.
We people come down here not just to dine out, they come down here to feel better or to take a moment and lower that cortisol level when they come away from Melbourne. You sort of exhale on the freeway.
Yes.
And by the time you're here, you're already in a different frame of mind.
100%.
And then if we can help educate and add some value adds in there around real sustainable longevity, I think that Mornington Peninsula is going to be very well known.
Yes.
But not only your business, you by Alex.
Yeah. And we'll all be living to 100.
Yes. Well, that's the intention. When you have kids, I would love to live to 100.
So would I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have lots of girlfriends going, what?
Yeah.
But I do.
Of course.
I do.
I look at you and I know you'll live to 100.
I want to live to 100. Well, my nan lived to 99, 4 months off 100.
That's amazing.
So that's and my mum is super young and super healthy.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm heading. So 100.
I'm right
I might go
behind you.
101.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. At innings.
Yes.
Quick question for you, and just as we wrap up today, what's next for you by Alex? If you've got any ideas, because certainly one part of this podcast, which maybe hasn't been spoken a lot about, is other people out there are going to start their own businesses. They've got their ideas and they're not sure where to go. Again, sometimes it starts with telling the story of why they began. And you've
Yes.
told us that today was
Yeah.
from a couple of reasons, but also mainly in getting better health around your own life, routines. What's next on the planner? Do we have something?
I've got a little bit of travel
Yes.
next year.
Good.
I can't say yet
All right.
where I'm going to,
Okay.
but I've got a couple of retreats overseas.
Brilliant.
What is next for me? I've got a couple of collabs coming through, but I don't want to say too much yet
Of course.
but yeah, it's exciting.
It's exciting.
2026 is going to be big.
I was saying this earlier.
Yes.
2026 has got a very exciting feeling to it.
Yes.
Not only on the peninsula, I think all across
100%.
the world. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
that
If
we're
I worked
getting
out
to
what
a
the
nice-
numbers were, we'd probably know what it all meant, but
Yeah.
we probably don't have time to work out those numbers today. But yes, 2026 is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
feel
going
like
with
I'm
it.
sort of cementing myself this year. And then, yeah, I'm actually already taking bookings for July,
That's amazing.
which is
2026.
which
It
I
is
just
nuts.
still can't believe. Like I'm so grateful, and I still pinch myself every day
I
because
know.
I can't believe I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am
Yeah.
that I get to help so many incredible women in their lives. It's just mind-boggling because no woman should go through, men or women, but no woman, because that's where I specialize, as you know, with women, no woman should go through what Georgia went through.
No.
And Georgia said to me, sister, remember me, when I go, don't forget me. And I said, of course. But I feel, like you said, like I feel she's around every single day. And, it's funny when I get to your tummy area and I'm massaging your tummy area. And at the end, when I put the towel over you and I give your tummy a rub and I look over at a photo and I can feel her saying, this lady's going to be fine. I can feel that, and you just know. And that's just,
That's a really beautiful and special gift.
Yeah. I know that she's working with me. I know that there's things that happen in the room, which are a little woohoo, but happen that I just know would be her.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, you're
So,
also open to it, which I think is part of it.
Yeah.
There's magic in the world. We just
Yeah.
have to take a minute to see it.
yes.
And I do think we're connected.
Yeah.
Both, as you know, my parents live upstairs as well
Yes. With Georgia.
with Georgia.
Yeah.
So they're around. From time to time, I feel it as well. I know.
Yeah.
And certainly in my son, I see
Yes.
it as well.
Beautiful. Yeah. Until we meet again, not too soon, but
Not too soon.
yeah, I
but-
reckon you get up there and you just,
It's a party.
it's a party.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. And Georgia would be partying with
And
Whitney Houston.
and yes, and no one gets tired and no one gets hungover.
No,
And it's all
no.
very healthy and well, but we're all
Yes.
laughing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Exactly.
I think that's a brilliant place to finish.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you again for coming down.
Thank you.
What a wonderful thing it is to be able to tell people's story. What an incredible privilege it is.
Yeah.
And also the purpose of the podcast is to create a little bit of excitement around the businesses, the founders, the reasons why they decided to harness that energy, find what it is, their place in life, their energy in life. And it's truly a gift just to be able to sit with these founders and discuss. So thank you again, Alex.
Thank you.
It's
And
wonderful.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're amazing.
Cheers.
Cheers.